Tough choice with Kazeem, Rahman. Would you rather? Tough choice. Only be able to wipe your tough choice by scooting around on the carpet. Tough choice. Tough choice.
What kind of carpet is it? If it's alpaca, give me the carpet.
Welcome back, guys. This is Tough Choice. I am your host, Kazeem Rahman. It is still Solo Dolo month. The month of solos. You get an extra dose, how many episodes in June are there? There's 4. So extra dose of Kazeem, your host, highly favored Kazeem Rahman. And this is Tough Choice with Kazeem Rahman. You guys are amazing for joining in. And we're going to start. We're going to do some Would You Rathers. We're going to do some deep dives. We're going to do some Gotta Goes. And like, share, subscribe to this podcast. Of course, we are growing and we love you. You know how we do here, guys. We don't really waste any time. The game is Tough Choice. You must pick between the two choices. You must explain yourself. You get one pass, you get one pause. Let's start the show.
Let it begin. Let it begin.
Would you rather live in a world where every hour you volunteer adds $1 to a community fund, or one where every new hobby you take up provides resources to local schools? That's interesting. That is interesting. $1 is not a lot. $1 is not a lot. Every hour I volunteer adds $1 to a community fund, or every new hobby I take up provides resources to a local school. Here's the pros and cons of both, I'm thinking. Right? If an hour is a long time, but an hour is not a long time. Let's say every day I volunteer an hour of my time to do something, right? It'll add up. It'll add up, right? Let's say 365, so $300. Now around $300 a year, right? It's and might be double, right? So I mean, maybe the community thing I wouldn't do, right? I would love to know a new hobby. I love getting new hobbies, right? I play the harmonica. I don't know if learning a language is a hobby, but I wouldn't allow that in this situation. So learning a new language is not a hobby. Hobby is like playing the flute, playing the harmonica, learning how to play chess, parcheesi, learning how to knit, right? That usually takes months to get a new hobby. So, but if we're saying I'm providing resources to local schools, that's a lot. That's more. That's more than $1 to a community fund, right? And if it's a local school, then yes, I think that's part of my community. Now, I don't know. I think the community fund would help more people, right? Because it just wouldn't help kids. It would help kids. It would help adults. It would help the elderly. It would help homeless, right? It will help people with mental health. It's a community effort fund, right? And those funds can go into different community projects, of course. But if we're talking about the most bang for my buck, I gotta go with the hobby, because the hobby just seems more, not to sound selfish, the hobby seems like I get something out of it also. And if I'm just volunteering an hour, if I just feel good or whatever, I mean, I can volunteer and feel good, or I can get a new hobby, feel good, and give resources to local schools. So I'm going to do the hobby. And yeah, it seems like that's the better bang for your buck. Would you rather live in a country where policy decisions are made after consulting a council of children for their honest perspectives, or in a nation where every law is voted on directly by the public in regular town hall meetings? That is harder than you think. If I'm talking to kids, already I don't want to talk to them. Already. If we're just starting from the bottom, already I do not want to talk to children on what the policy decisions should be, right? Because a lot of times, respectfully, children don't know what they're talking about. If I'm saying, hey, should we tax the rich? They're going to be like, well, I don't want to, well, stealing is wrong and taking money from people is stealing. And you're just like, wait, time out. It's for the roads. It's for the potholes. And they're going to be like, oh no, but stealing is wrong. Right. And they're going to be like, oh, everyone should just get candy. Some random kid is going to be yelling out, everyone should just get candy. We should make it rain candy. No, thank you. No, thank you. I don't want to talk to children. Right. And I think it really does depend on how old the children are, because in my humble opinion, if we're talking children, I'm thinking up to age 11, 12. No. We're saying teenager. 12 and below are children. 13 and up, teenager. Right? 13 and up, maybe we can do honest perspective, but those aren't children, in my opinion. Those are teenagers. Right? If it was consulting a council of teenagers, I think I can trust the government in some teenagers' hands, especially this new batch of kids. This new batch of kids, they know what they're talking about. Some of them, right? This new batch of kids, they're more active, they're more educated because they have more access to education. So children, probably not. Teenagers, yeah. Honest perspectives. If it was teenagers, yes, but I can't do children. Now, every law is voted on directly by the public in regular town hall meetings. I definitely think we should do that, but I also definitely think that the people that go to town hall meetings, let's just say those are the people that have too much time on their hands. Right? A lot of the people that would be affected by the policies voted on at town hall meetings are usually working night shift. Right? They're usually working, they're usually with their children, they're usually doing something that a regular town hall should be. And let's be honest, town hall meetings are not on the weekends. They're not week end afternoon. They're not Saturday afternoons. Right? They're not Sundays. They're usually done on a Tuesday evening, right? You're tired from work. Now we got to go to this town hall. Now we got to vote. It's just, ugh. Right? So yes, of course, I would want town hall meetings, but I think it would be bad before it gets good. I think we would say, let's do town hall meetings and no one would show up. And then the people that would show up would be voting wrong, probably. And then after a couple laws get passed where you're like, what the fuck is going on? And then the people are like, well, we voted on in the town hall. And then people would start going to the town hall, right? Because I'm telling you right now, town hall meetings, I'm missing a couple of them, man. I'm going to probably miss a couple of them until it's something that really affects me or affects my friends or family. I'm probably going to miss a couple town hall meetings. I'm just going to be honest with you. Right? Because I don't want to have to vote every time, right? Unless there's something that motivates me to always come. And that would have to be something about money, right? If you reduce my taxes, of course, I'm going to be the first one there. I'm going to be the first one there. I'm going to recruit people to show up, right? I'm going to register people to vote. Fuck it. I don't care. If we talking about putting more money in my pocket, and all I have to do is show up to a town hall and make sure that enough people show up and vote my way, I'm taking a week off of work. I'm recruiting, and I'm getting money in our pockets. You know what I mean? So I think let's do the public town hall meeting, and of course I can only imagine. It depends, and especially it depends on the town. Right? Because not to keep going on this, but there are some towns where there's so many of the wrong people, respectfully. There are some towns where there's so many people that just probably will vote against their own interests. Right? Think of it this way. A lot of people are against taxing the rich because they themselves think that they're going to be billionaires one day, which listen, I believe that I myself will be a billionaire. So for me to just, act like, what they're thinking is wrong, it's not wrong. But they will add more taxes to the middle class to help the rich out. And then while you're still middle class, you get shafted, right? So I think that it'll even out eventually, but it's not going to be fun in those first couple months of town hall meetings where people are voting and no one's there and everyone's voting for things that the majority doesn't want. That's going to be on y'all. That's going to be on y'all. But every vote will count. Every vote will count in these hall meetings. So we'll figure it out. Would you rather be able to magically childproof any environment instantly, or have the ability to make any educational content fascinating and fun for kids? This question is more on the lines of what's going to make me the most money if I'm childproofing an environment, right? Now that I'm thinking about it, my brothers didn't really childproof their environment. My cousins didn't really childproof their environment. Not a lot of people childproof. You know what I mean? So people having less kids, this might not make me as much money as I think it's gonna make me. Right? Maybe I can charge cheap and undercut and then just snap my fingers and magically childproof the environment. But I'm leaning towards the educational content. At first, I didn't want to do the educational content because I didn't want to have to put in the work like that. Because you still have to put in the work. It doesn't say you magically make educational content that's fascinating and fun for kids. It just says you have the ability to make any educational content fascinating and fun for kids. You still have to work, right? I would still have to work for the childproof thing, but I would just show up and snap my fingers. But the educational content, I think that maybe I will do that. Maybe I would do that. If I can teach kids, how economics, if I can teach kids about money, teach kids about math, teach kids about lots of things and make it fun, I'll probably make more money off of that, because not every parent cares about having their home childproof, but every parent cares about making sure their kids know stuff and are educated. Every parent cares about their kids' education. No matter what parent it is. You might not even care about making sure the cabinets are locked, right? Because you're just going to make them so scared to even open that cabinet that it doesn't need a child lock. You know what I mean? But every single parent would love, I don't know a single parent that wouldn't love to have educational content for their children that is exceptionally fun and exceptionally fascinating for the kids. You know what I mean? And if they can watch one of my videos and immediately know how to invest in stocks, that's dope. That's dope, man. I can't really name anything else that would be better than that. Right? So yeah, I would love to magically childproof. That would be cool. But I don't think that's needed, honestly. I think that the educational content would be a little better, in my opinion. Would you rather, we're rocking and rolling today. Would you rather earn $1,000 for every 15 minutes you can balance on one foot with your eyes closed, or get $5,000 each time you complete a marathon without any preparation? $5,000, all I got to do is complete the marathon. It doesn't say I have to be good. $1,000, 15 minutes is not a long time compared to the amount of effort. This is hard. because I want that 5,000. But a marathon is 22 miles. I'm not 100%. How long is a marathon? Marathon is 26 miles. 26 miles, okay, no. A marathon is, 26 miles, 385 yards, which is 42.195 kilometers. Okay. 26.219 miles. I don't think I can run a marathon. Okay, I can run a marathon. Let me backtrack a little bit. I think that if every weekend I have to wake up 7 o'clock, a marathon will probably take me 4 hours, right? But at the same time, how many marathons are there? Is there a marathon every weekend, right? I don't think there's a marathon every weekend in the United States. I know every major city has a marathon, but there's not a lot of major cities. Like major. I'm not talking about New Orleans Marathon. There is no New Orleans Marathon unless I'm wrong. Right? But what do they mean by marathon? Because I know someone's going to ask the question, can I just run 26 miles and get 5,000? No, you have to actually do a marathon. Right? So I'm probably going to train to learn how to balance on one foot because that seems a little easier. And it doesn't seem like no preparation for a marathon is insane. No preparation, you have to run 26 miles or walk. But if you walk, listen, it's going to take you all day. No one wants to be at a marathon I'm thinking marathons are like 2 hours long if the record. That's the record. So I'm thinking I would have to double that for me. So every weekend, 4 hours, and I get $5,000, maybe be in shape because I'm not really training. You kind of have to train for a marathon. You can't just run a marathon with no training, with no prep time or anything. You just wake up one day and you're like, I'm about to go run 26 miles. That's a long time to run. Or I can take a month. Because all I would need is a month. I would take a month. I would learn how to balance on each foot. Right? And then I would learn how to balance on each foot with my eyes closed. And then I would time myself. All I need is 15 minutes. I'll even give myself 15-second buffer after the 15 minute, just in case someone's a hater. Every day, I wake up, I balance on one foot for 15 minutes, and then I balance on the other foot for 15 minutes. And every day I wake up, I can probably get $2,000 in 30 minutes. $2,000 in 30 minutes, there's no beating that because that's every day. I don't know if there's even a marathon every day. There's definitely not a marathon every day. I don't even know if there's a marathon every week. I don't know if there's a marathon every month. I know there's LA Marathon, Houston Marathon, Boston Marathon, New York City Marathon, Miami Marathon. That's it. I only know 5. Is there a Kansas City Marathon? I doubt it. Maybe there's a Dallas one. Maybe. Right? And some of those marathons probably happen, at the same time. And also, I'm sure some of you are like, oh, no, but Kazeem, there's marathons around the world. Who wants to travel and compete in a marathon with no prep time? With no preparation? I don't think you guys understand. You no warm up, no stretching. You wake up, you're in a marathon. End of discussion. No prep. Nah, fam. Nah. Give me a month. I can balance on one foot in a month. Probably 2 or 3, I can balance on both. And then all I got to do is with my eyes closed, and I get $2,000. And here's the problem. I'm being generous with it. I'm saying I'm only going to do it for $2,000. Nah, this is my full-time job now. This is my full-time job. I'm going to do it for 4 hours a day. I'm just going to balance on each foot. Every 15 minutes, my eyes closed. It's done. Whew, it's done. It's done. I can't think of any better idea that I just had for myself. I'm going to balance on one foot for at least 4 hours. At least. Right? Because I might have to run errands. I might have other things to do. But what's not going to happen is I'm going to get at least $2,000 every morning. $2,000 every morning, $2,000 at nighttime. That's every day. That's not even every week. That's every single day. That's my full-time job. Balancing will be my full-time job. All right, guys. Now it's time for our segment. Something's gotta go.
Get out of here.
Now, normally, something's gotta go is I post things in the lexicon and you tell me what can get the fuck out of here. But we've revamped it. I don't know if you guys have been listening. Now, something's gotta go. I'm gonna pose 3 man-made items. And you tell me what out of those 3 man-made, it has to be a man-made item. Out of those 3 man-made, what can go? First selections: the jet engine, the washing machine, the digital camera. I remember back in the day, some of you guys are young. I was born in the 1900s. I remember back in the day when you would have to buy a disposable camera. You'd have to buy a traditional camera. You'd have to buy film for the camera. And then you'd have to go to a store like the pharmacy, the corner pharmacy. You'd have to go to a store and have them develop the film. And it would be a whole process. They would sit in a dark room and develop the film. And then it would be the buying of the film. And then there was the disposable camera where you just buy the disposable camera and then you take the camera back to wherever you bought it. And they would develop the film for you. There was like Polaroids also where it would develop on its own. But then the digital camera came. And in the beginning, digital camera, you can only take like 150 photos, but that's all you needed. That's all you needed. You knew what the photo looked like, so you could retake it. You know how many times we took photos and my eyes were closed and it was just ruined and it sucked, or the flash was bad? It's fascinating. It's fascinating back in the day. So basically what I'm saying is the digital camera can't go nowhere. If any of you think that I'm getting rid of the washing machine, you are crazy. I'm more likely to get rid of the digital camera than the washing machine. There's no way I'm getting rid of the washing machine. You want to hand wash clothes? I can hand wash, but not every day. Right? Because if you hand wash, you're going to have to hand wash every day, because if you let those clothes pile up, you're going to be washing for the full day. And that's too much. That's too much. Ain't nobody trying to do that for the full day. No, thank you. Now, the jet engine. I might change my selection. I was going to say the jet engine got to go. That's what I was going to say. I promise you that's what I was going to say. I'm thinking now that the washing machine can go. I can hand wash. The jet engine. How am I going to travel? No, never mind. I need the washing machine. I need the washing machine more than I need to go to Paris. You know what I mean? Because Paris is racist anyway. But I have family in London. I'd like to go. I'd like to go visit them, right? You can travel by boat. It'll take you a couple months, but you can travel by boat. We can figure it out. Listen, if they transfer cargo by boat still, right? From harbor to harbor, we can figure out traveling by boat nowadays, right? Because the digital camera can't go nowhere because it's nostalgia. The washing machine can't go anywhere because I'm lazy. That's the only reason the washing machine is not going anywhere. I am way too lazy to think to myself that I need to like wash my own clothes with my hands, with my bare hands. No, thank you. No, thank you. I've done it before. Right? When you live in a busy household and your mom says, "Do you have laundry?" and put it in the laundry, and she already started it, she's not going to stop the laundry for you to go put your laundry because you weren't listening. You're going to have to go hand wash your clothes. End of discussion. Right? That's on you. That is all on you. So I'm too lazy to get rid of the washing machine. Digital camera, I'm not even a picture guy, but I like the thought of having digital cameras. Right? So the jet engine, it hurts. It hurts, but the jet engine gotta go.
Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Now, next one. The transistor, the credit card, the laser. I'm not going to lie. When I researched this, I don't 100% know what a transistor is. A transistor is a semiconductor device used to amplify or switch electrical signals and power. It is one of the basic building blocks of modern electronics. Wow. Okay, so that can't go nowhere. The transistor, the credit card, the laser. This is easy, the laser. I need the credit card. I can't think of what we need lasers for other than being trolls. The only time I have ever used a laser was to be a troll, either for my neighbor or in school. That's the only time I've ever had a laser. I was just being a dumbass. That was it. So yeah, laser gotta go.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
That was our segment. If you have a something's gotta go, feel free to email us at toughchoice@outlook.com. We'll do one more. Would you rather have a magical garden that grows any food you want, but you must sing to the plants daily, or a pet that can transform into any small object you need, but only for an hour at a time? I think the pet, I know some of you are thinking, yo, I'm going to have a chihuahua that turns into a gun. And I know some of you weren't thinking that, but you're thinking it now because I just said it. Right? You have a little tiny corgi that turns into like a screwdriver, or turns into, I don't know why I thought plunger in my head, but plunger that turns into something that you need. I only for an hour at a time. I only need it for an hour. What makes you think I need it for shorter time than an hour? Right? So, I don't know. But that magical garden is calling me. That magical garden is something different. Right? Have a magical garden that grows any food you want, but you must sing to the plants daily. Now, do I like to sing? No. Can I sing? Kind of not really. I will say this. I'm going to take the garden. I don't like pets. Even though I would love a little chihuahua that can turn into a screwdriver or a knife to protect myself. Or, sometimes it'll turn into a backpack or something. It'll transform into any small object you need. I really can't think of any small object I would need, and that's another problem, right? But if I have a magical garden that grows any food I want, all I got to do is hit a falsetto every now and again. All I got to do is sing to the plants. I can sing to the plant. I can sing if it means I don't have to go get groceries ever again in my life. It grows any food I want, right? Any food that can grow, by the way. You're not growing chickens. Calm down, everybody, right? We're not growing. I don't sing and then we're growing a duck. No. You'll sing and it'll grow some tomatoes. And then you'll be like, oh, I need apples. And then you'll sing and it'll grow you some apples. And then you'll be like, oh, I need bell pepper and strawberries and all this other stuff outside of meat and poultry and dairy. I think we can do this magical garden. Right? Do I have room for a garden at this house? I'll make room. Right? Someone's going to have to park outside because half that garage is about to be my garden. I'll say that. Half that garage about to be my garden. It's about to be a very good garden because we not doing no groceries for any small food item. Right? You need tomatoes, go to the garden. Start singing Beyonce. You need carrots? Okay, well, go to the garden. Start singing Taylor Swift. That's what's going to happen. So I'm going to do this garden. I'm going to sing my falsettos and I'm going to live my life. Guys, that is our episode. This has been Tough Choice with Kazeem Rahman. You can find me online at Kazeem Comedy. That's Kazeem Comedy. Like, share, subscribe to this podcast. We are growing and we love it. Our audio engineer is QueezyLeo. You can find him online at Ayo Queez. We'll put all of that in the show notes. He is the best editor. Get at him for your editing, audio, video needs. So if you have a tough choice question, a hire, fire, retire, a marry, fuck, kill, a final choice, a gotta go, a black excellence, if you have any moral conundrum you want us to address on this podcast, please email toughchoice@outlook.com. That is toughchoice@outlook.com. I've been Kazeem Rahman. You guys have been amazing. Thank you very much.
Tough
Bye.
Choice with Kazeem Rahman. Would you rather? Tough choice. Only be able to wipe your tough choice by scooting around on the carpet. Tough choice. Tough choice.
What kind of carpet is it? If it's alpaca, give me the carpet.